Alright, guys, so this is going to be a fun crossover, because you're probably already looking at that and going, uh-huh. I'm pretty sure that's the reaction to everyone watching this video and thinking immediately, I have questions. So yes, Owl House and Godzilla. How does that even work? Like, how do we do Owl House and Godzilla together? Well, let's talk about that. So this story is set like in the few month time frame. They don't really specify how long. In season 3, Amity mentions a few months, so I'd imagine 3 to 6 months between season 2 and 3. So it's in that nebulous time frame. And basically what it is that while they're trying to figure out a way back to the Boiling Isles, Luz gets the idea of we need Titan blood. The best way to open it is through Titan blood. But then obviously they don't know about at this point they don't know about the Titan blood here in Gravesfield. However, Luz is watching the news one day, and she's literally like watching a news report of Godzilla fighting several kaiju and beating them back. And that's when she gets the idea, is like, wait a minute, what if we used the blood of a kaiju? They're basically titans. Maybe we could, like, maybe the properties still work. Like, in Luz's mind, she's basically like, maybe if we somehow got the blood of one of the kaiju, that can work, and maybe that'll help us open the doorway back to the Boiling Isles. And immediately everyone is like, no. Because they see what Godzilla can do. Like, they immediately see what Godzilla is capable of on the news, and they're immediately like, this is just suicide. Like, and we don't even know if this will actually work. They're not titans in the same way, our titans are. Like, there's no way that we know for sure. And Luz being obsessed with, just filled with guilt and self-anger and self-loathing, she's like, it's gotta work. I have to do this. Of course, the problem is that kaiju don't come anywhere near Gravesfield. Like, that's the thing. The other thing is, they have no way to get, even if they could, there's no way that they can bring a kaiju to, there's no way they can bring a kaiju to Gravesfield. Or is there? So, immediately, like, Luz, along with Gus, who's like kind of curious about this idea too, is like, maybe we can use like some kind of sonic call, and Amity's like, no. She immediately like shuts that down. And they basically decide, well, if we can't bring the kaiju to us, we can go to them. And they're like, and Camilla's me like, no road trips to go see a kaiju, and even if it is, like, it would take us forever to get there. Like, what if one does show up? It's too dangerous. So that's the thing, is that eventually what happens is they find out there's a news report of Godzilla basically swimming, like Godzilla's last known sighting after his battle with the kaiju. He's gone underwater and is swimming, and the direction is near Gravesfield. So Luz gets the idea, and she helps Gus and Hunter help her build like a little like sonic device that she believes, like, maybe if we use like a kaiju call, like a known rival kaiju, and make it like a recording, and maybe even if we add like Gus making a kaiju illusion, maybe that'll attract Godzilla here. And Amity's like, this is the dumbest thing ever, because what if this thing does come on land, and what if it does come to the city? What are we going to do? We harvest the blood and tell it to go away? I don't think that's going to work. But Luz is so obsessed with just trying to right the wrong she did, she's not thinking clearly. So Gus, giving it all he has, uses a illusion to create a illusion of Megalon on the shore as they see Godzilla out in the distance. His fins are up in the air. His spines are outside the water. They make the Megalon illusion, and Godzilla, they see the fins, instantly make a U-turn, and they're like, oh, here he comes. We didn't think this through. And the moment he's close up, Godzilla just rears up, and that's when Luz realizes, I have made a horrible mistake. I have literally made a horrible mistake. And Godzilla instantly blasts the Megalon illusion away. Thinking he's just like, So Godzilla goes back underwater, and he's like, well, I guess the kaiju's dead, or that was some kind of weird thing. He goes back underwater, but as he's diving under, he creates like a huge wave that washes a lot of the seaside area away, and loses like, what have I done? And it just adds more to her like self-hatred, her self-loathing, because she's like, I could have, what if I led him here? What if he came onto shore? He could have done way more damage, and it would have been my fault. Like, what if he came, like, yeah, I was dumb enough to think I could like get close. And what was I gonna do? There's no way we can get his blood. There's no way we can get Godzilla's blood. I was just on, like, it was like I was trying to kill myself. What was I thinking? So Amity does calm her down eventually, but what happens is that Belos is curious, of like the little essence of Belos is curious about all this, and what he does is like, I'll wait. So the little slime of Belos is like slithering around, unbeknownst that there was that Megalon actually was there. Megalon was the kaiju Godzilla was battling earlier, and he basically dug under the seafloor and is now hiding in a huge cave near Gravesfield, just kind of licking his wounds. And Belos, because Megalon's the biggest idiot out of all the kaiju, Belos like slithers up, lands on his horn, and takes over his body for a short time. So now as Megalon, he busts out of the cave and just starts attacking Gravesfield. So he's attacking Gravesfield, just marching towards it. And by this point, it's like, oh shit, we can't stop him, because they're trying to use magic on him, and Megalon, like, they're trying to use all of their magic on him, and it's literally doing nothing. Even Amity pulls everything she has to make like a kaiju-sized abomination to fight Belos Megalon. They don't know he's controlled by Belos, by the way. I forgot to mention. They don't know he's controlled by Belos. But Megalon defeats the abomination. The ensuing battle does re-attract Godzilla's attention, and Godzilla makes another turn back to the shore, and yeah, just before Megalon reaches Gravesfield, he is blasted in the back by a wave of atomic energy, and Belos is like, what the fuck? Oh shit. And Godzilla is just standing there, and if this was an actual like crossover episode, this would be the part where you'd hear brrr, 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 brrr. The Godzilla theme. I failed at that miserably. I apologize. I put you through that. But Godzilla would be sitting there like just waiting, and then he just like slam his tail down, like, let's go. So Belos as Megalon attacks Godzilla, and the two just fight it out. Like, they just throw down in this matchup. And what's funny is that as Belos controls Megalon, he's way smarter, because like I said, Megalon's the biggest idiot out of all the kaiju. Belos actually uses Megalon's body to a better advantage. Like, he's actually using and manipulating Megalon's body better than Megalon does. Like, he's actually like knowing how to use, like, to build traps. Like, he digs underground and makes a sinkhole for Godzilla to like fall into, and then use like the mouth bombs he uses to bombard him while Godzilla is down. He even like digs underground when Godzilla's like trying to blast him. Comes up under him, digs the ground underneath him, makes it softer. He is just bobbing and weaving and actually hitting Godzilla when he needs to. So Luz, of course, is like, I'm gonna kill my town, because those two are going to, Godzilla and Megalon are going to basically get close enough to destroy the town. It's gonna be my fault. And Amity's like, honey, stop. This is not your fault. But what we can do is stop those two from destroying the town. So what they decide to do is, maybe we can call another monster. Like, oh yeah, let's call another monster. Like, that's a great idea. But the thing of it is that Willow gets this idea. Maybe not so much call another monster. but maybe make it think we called another monster, and like maybe think Godzilla has allies. Like maybe we can basically trick Megalon into thinking that Godzilla got his allies. So Gus gives it his all. He gives it his all and creates Rodan, Anguirus, and Mothra illusions. Like, he is just pouring his heart into it. And he's just like, this is gonna kill me. But Megalon, who's already, like, the more hits he takes from Godzilla, the more he's, like, fighting back against Belos' control. When he sees, like, the fake Rodan, Anguirus, and Mothra show up, he's like, that's it, get out of my body, and expels the Belos slime out of him and flees. And he just deuces. And that's when the illusions leave. Godzilla sees the kids, leans forward, and because they're like watching on like a rock ledge or something just to get a better view, and Godzilla like comes forward, he leans down. It's like that scene in Godzilla 2000. And like if I could, I would totally do like Lou's going, Godzilla! And he just snorts and knocks them all down. Like, he just snorts once and just knocks them all down. And Godzilla's just like, alright, monster's gone, bye. It just wades back into the ocean. So, there you go, guys. There's my Godzilla Owl House crossover. Like I said, completely bizarre, but completely fun at the same time. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of it? Just comment below, let me know. As always, if you haven't already, hit the link below. Head on over to my Patreon if you want to see some exclusive content. That's where my Halloween Ends review is, so feel free to check that out. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.